This section is on compound interest. This is where interest is not only computed on the original principal, but on the accumulated interest as well. So as long as you don't take any money out of your account, the amount of interest that you get every year is going to increase. So you'll see that we have our simple interest formulas here, and we have our new compound interest formulas here. And they have a lot of the same variables. So P still represents the present value, A is still the future value, R is still the rate as a decimal, and T is still the time in years. But now we have a new variable that's N. And N is the number of times it's compounded per year. So the number of times that it takes the interest that you've accumulated and adds it to the principal, so that's the new amount that it's calculating the new interest on. So if it's annually, N is equal to 1. Semi-annually, N is equal to 2. Quarterly, N is equal to 4. Monthly, N is equal to 12. Weekly, N is equal to 52. And daily, N is equal to 365. Looking at number 1, it says $500 is invested at 3.75% compounded quarterly for 3 years. Find the amount, use the formula, as well as the TVM solver. Now, the TVM solver is a program on the calculator which can find a lot of our values for us. And these are notes on how to use that program. But before we get into that, let's solve using the formula. So I want to define my variables. So I'm looking for A. P is 500. R is 0.0375. N is going to be 4 because it says that it's compounded quarterly. And T is going to be 3 because it's 3 years. So I want to use this formula. So A is equal to 500 times 1 plus 0.0375 divided by 4 raised to the, and I want to take N times T. So 4 times 3 is 12. So if I type that into my calculator and then round to the nearest cent, so I want to round to the hundredths, I get $559.24. Next, we want to solve using the TVM solver. So capital N is going to be the number of years times the number of compounds per year. So this will be 3 times 4. I is the interest rate as a percent. So that's going to be 3.75. So we are not going to type in 0.0375. So we leave it as a percent. We don't put it as a decimal. PV is the present value. So that's going to be 500. PMT stands for payments, and this is if we were to keep on adding in money into the account. But we are not doing that here. So this is just going to be 0. FV is the future value. So this is what we are looking for. PY is the number of payments per year, and CY is the number of compounds per year. And for all of the questions in this course, PY and CY are going to be equal. So on this question, that is 4 because it's compounded quarterly. Now I'm ready to enter in the information into the calculator. So I want to press the Apps button, and then I want to select the Finance menu and press Enter. Then I'm going to press the TVM Solver and press Enter. So here is our program. Now, you may have different numbers here to start out with, but that's okay because we are going to be overwriting it anyway. But make sure that you select End for the PMT at the bottom. So as you can see, I've entered in all of our information into the program, and I have the cursor over the future value because that's what I'm trying to find. So then I want to press Alpha and then Enter, and then it will calculate the future value for me. Now you will notice that we have a negative sign here, but that really doesn't mean anything. So for this program to work, the present value and the future value have to have opposite signs. So sometimes you will see a negative sign with the present value, sometimes with the future value, but you can really just ignore that. So my future value is going to be $559.24. So that is consistent with what we found using the formula.